What's happening, man? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy, Big Sam, and it is Monday, a cold Monday, a snowy Monday, a sleeting Monday. It's damn trifling ass Monday. How's everybody doing? What's going on? You know, the usual. Just sitting in traffic. Turn your radio up. Get comfortable. Listen to some conversation. You're already at the crib. Wrap your feet up. You know what I'm saying? Get that at home meal, snack, what's never. Tune in, you know what I'm saying? Mad Monday with the OG is jumping off after a chaotic weekend in sports, especially NCAA. Uh, you know, and it's a few happenings. We gonna discuss Justin Fields. Is Andy Reid his last chance, last stop? Some some minds, some people, some circles may agree. Some with that terminal delusion may believe he gonna go in there and take Patrick Mahomes' starting spot. You know how people think, man. You know, in these situations, uh, you know what I'm saying. And you know, but just to you know start it off a little bit. We're gonna take a shot at this here fan base. You know, the fan base and some of these quote unquote want to be podcasters. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody, each person, you have your own opinion, your own perspective. Every content creator has its own way of expressing themselves and whatnot. Cool, get it. There's a community. Supposed to be, should be a community. But the only community that I know of is the Unholy Alliance, aka also known as Conglomerate. In this group of people who operate as one when delivering the news, the content, the entertainment, the perspectives, the stats, the facts, and all, in most cases, 99.9% of the time, the truth. And that seems to piss a lot of people off in some instances. You know, when they can't create, when they're not original, when they're not authentic, when they're not capable of going year round and not just when the Falcon season is going on. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? But with this fan base, this fickle and this in particular fan base that just, you know, suffer from terminal delusion in a lot of facets and thoughts and ways. You got a new target in your hate committee campaign. You hate the coach because of what you thought or he may have done to Shedeur Sanders and whatnot. All right, find the couch, go lay on, talk to somebody about it. You know, it's just that simple. Because the Me Too movement on that bullshit, a lot of you sound like idiots. You know, I mean, true to form, this sports fan base here in this town are a bunch of degenerate racists, to be quite honest. They are. Black Lantern, yeah. Mm-hmm. Degenerate racists. You don't want anything other than a black quarterback in here. You don't want anything other than a black coach in here. You got the black coach in here, and that do nothing, know nothing ass fucker couldn't change a tire with a goddamn instruction manual. Yeah, a lot of y'all running around here hollering about we didn't give him a chance. Yes, the fuck we did. We gave him 2 years too many.
Should never had a chance in the first place, in my opinion.
Hey, look, I'm down with you.
All those other qualified coaches. You had Mike McDonald, Super Bowl winning coach this year. You
Mm-hmm.
had
Ben Johnson.
Mike Vrabel, Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl runner-up head coach. You had Ben Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
who had a first round bye in the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
this year. You had Jim Harbaugh, who literally just came off of a national championship that year when we was doing our hiring.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Bill Belichick, time Super Bowl
Man, we
winning
had
head
Bill
coach.
Belichick on the yacht for goddamn 3 days.
And y'all wonder why Rich McKay is no longer with the fact he has no control over the Atlanta Falcons anymore.
Mm.
These are the people we had, and you telling me Raheem Morris was more qualified than all those guys I just said. If you believe that, then I don't know what else. There's nothing on this planet that can save you from your lack of intellect.
No football IQ. I've been privy to some conversations where um, you know, aimed at Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski. Um, just we're a sinking ship waiting to sink type of conversation. I'm just like you're unattainable, irrational mindset. All right, Matt's coming here, and he picked. Honestly, he picked the right guy for the job. Just keep it in the book. About the guys that what I'm saying. He's a 2-time coach of the year. All right. He has a notable offensive scheme. And he's done some work. He earned the right to be a head coach in this league. Raheem Morris don't even have half of what he has on his resume.
And I'm looking at this Summer Jam screen. He saying he had the chance to speak with people. I'm like, bro, look, I'm not trying to bury nobody or anything like that, but those guys don't even have half of the experience that we over here at the Unholy Alliance have had. We 10 years in, and you combine all our experience, we have decades of experience in this. So, like I said, man, I get it. People want to hear hope about the team, and we give y'all the truth. We're not gonna sit here and sugarcoat anything, because a lot of y'all want somebody. A lot of y'all want somebody to say that, yeah, we've been to the Super Bowl in February 2027, but it takes a process, you guys. It doesn't happen overnight
at all.
One draft is not going to get your team from good to great. It takes it starts up top. It starts in the front office.
And
I think we made the right moves. We made the right moves this all season to see if we're going to be moving in that right direction. Do I feel like we're moving in the right direction? Yes, but guess what? Everything gonna have to come into fruition. And the week after Labor Day here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We gotta see.
Yeah, that has to happen. You know what I'm saying? You can't see the forest for the trees of your hate. Okay. And again, a lot of y'all just need to find a couch to go lay on and talk to somebody about it. Because I don't agree with a lot of the hate of Matthew Thomas Ryan. I don't agree with a lot of the hate of Stefanski. And you rather listen to something that's gonna agree with your hate than actually deal with the facts, you know what I'm saying, and the actual reality of the situation. But I mean,
Thing is, man, Matt Ryan, Kevin Stefanski, Ian Cunningham, they here.
Yeah.
There's nothing can reverse that. Nothing can undo that. So at the
No.
end of the day, you guys, we have to just see it through. You just got to see it. If you don't believe, if you don't understand ball, like some other people can and can't, you just got to see it through. See it for yourself. Wait. Let's see how the draft's gonna be. Let's see how training camp's gonna go. Let's see if we can, guys like Michael Penix, and I'm not even gonna bring up just Penix. You got Braylon Trice, Troy Anderson. These guys we haven't even seen in 2 years. So let's see how this offseason gonna go.
Right.
Cause I'm tired of trying to ain't convincing. I'm just tired of talking about Kevin Stefanski or Matt Ryan. Like we always got to get into those conversations on a week in and week out basis. This guy's been hired in January. It's March. Why are we still having these conversations?
Yes. And I mean, if you can't, okay, because of the names that were not called for the positions you wanted to be in, so you're going to blindly hate everything that is done. All right, okay, cut your nose off, spite your face. You ride that train by yourself and derail. You know what I'm saying? Um, with new medical team, new training staff, new scouting staff, whole new experience laden coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball.
And the
Okay.
acquisitions we got on defense are actually guys that can be serviceable. You
Mm-hmm.
look at the linebackers we done got. I know we can get 2 or 3 sacks from all those guys, but y'all more worried about James Pierce Jr. Are we gonna be able to get him back? Oh, he had 10 some sacks last season. Man, you can get that same production with 2 guys or 1 guy. We can see Jalen Walker could probably get us 12 sacks this season. Y'all ain't
Yep.
even giving him a chance yet.
Yeah.
Y'all done wrote your own Georgia Bulldog guy off. I'm like, okay, well, I guess he don't mean nothing to nobody anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a quote. They go to. I done drew a blank. Um. Oh. Johnny come lately. Mm-hmm.
My bad, y'all. I had to work today.
Uh,
Back off from my nap, bro.
yeah.
Y'all had us.
Mm-hmm.
You need
Mm-hmm.
you need to eat you a blood orange, man.
What?
Right. You need to eat your blood orange. Yeah, that would take. All conference tournaments came to a head last night, and the 64 was selected. The chaotic, disrespectful process that it was. The majority of the seating in that I agree with, but there was some I was just like, huh? Miami of Ohio got shitted on royally.
Yeah, they did.
Royally. I mean, royally. You got a team that went undefeated for the season and lost, and they lost the first game of the season that they lose in the conference tournament, and you don't get at least a 2 seed in any bracket, little longer 3. You get them boys a 13 seed, losing 1 game on the season in that which came in the conference tournament.
It's all about money these days, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look and I'm gonna be honest with you. I looked at the bracket. Michigan, we ain't gonna make it. We're not. I hate to tell y'all, we're not gonna make it. It's too many teams in that region we gotta face. And after we face the cupcake team in the first round, I'm gonna be honest with you, we gotta play Georgia. We may survive Georgia. We may survive Georgia, but after that, I
I
don't
don't,
know.
I don't think Georgia's gonna make it out the first round.
I believe so.
I don't think so. Um, with with how they played in that game in the conference tournament, and you play and going in there against who they got to play in the first round. Okay, all right.
I think Georgia was playing chess instead of checkers. Like we lost our conference game. We lost, but we won the regular season championship. So I really don't care. At this point, man, the conference tournaments, I honestly think they just meaningless, man. Like it's just giving teams they last hurrah. The team that's not going to be in the tournament, in the actual tournament. So, but I said, man, I think Georgia, y'all playing chess. Y'all trying to rush your guys so y'all can actually play for a championship. Right? I ain't mad. Look, I'm not mad at that. That's just my take on it. I think Georgia can run the tables. I'll tell you, like y'all going in. Look, if we make it past and we got to play y'all can very well upset Michigan. I'm just gonna say it that way. I know a lot of Michigan fans they upset right now, or some people are upset because I'm not going for them to win it all, and I'm like, bruh, they look the media or the whole NCAA in general. They not gonna let it slide that we won a football national championship a couple years ago. So they're gonna make our lives a living hell in any sport. Because even in the hockey, I know y'all don't watch hockey that much neither, but we're the number one team in the country in hockey. And they started the tournament. I'm like, yeah, y'all are really trying to get us knocked out the first 2 rounds.
I think they're gonna. I think I give you a better shot than what you give them. But I mean, we gonna see there. Biscuit, your thoughts on the tournament selection?
I'm gonna be honest with you on that. I can see the Bulldogs winning it all on that.
I don't know about winning it all, but they have a chance to get to the Sweet 16. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah. Since my burning wagons got knocked the hell out, so you know.
They in the coma. Don't even worry about it.
Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of y'all ass.
Shit is the damn truth. Them motherfuckers sitting on the goddamn table in the coma right now. Yeah. They got knocked the hell out. They in a coma, bro.
Yeah, y'all only think y'all went undefeated before y'all played the conference, and then once y'all started playing conference, y'all fell out.
Yep, we sure hell did.
That's why I tell people, man, wait till you play your conference games. Because when you play your conference games, you know if your team is gonna really be that team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I'm not even just talking about football or basketball. I'm talking about every sport, every collegiate sport.
On the tournament, man. I want Georgia to succeed. I want them to, make a good run. But it's Duke than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Duke's gonna win it all, man. How the way they been playing
and now Arizona, Houston, even still, St. John's may be a surprise. Because UConn is starting to tail off a little bit. Let me see.
I got a sleeper team though. A lot of people are sleeping on that. I think that's gonna make it deep.
That's all I was saying.
Who?
Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois, Vanderbilt, St. John's, um, Arkansas are 4 teams that could shock some people. But it's gonna be interesting to see how the 2 of these brackets unfold. The one your guys in, and as normal that West bracket.
Yeah, that Midwest region, bro. Look, whoever survive out of that gonna end up being in the Final Four. They definitely
Right.
gonna probably be like the runner up. It's so much talented teams in that division right now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, oh damn, they got us. Yeah, we got to run the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And that Purdue game, I know people talking about with the referee, they were cheating. I'm like, yeah, there was some calls that should have been called. I get it, but you're not gonna get every call, and you gotta against teams like Purdue, you gotta get rebounds. If you do not get rebounds, you're gonna end up fucking losing.
Mm-hmm.
The Michigan, they just think they could just go out there and just outshoot everybody. No, you like guess what? Teams can get hot too, and you get in a shootout with them, and you're not getting some of those rebounds, you're gonna end up losing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. That was my outlook. I'm trying to find my damn. I had the goddamn bracket pinned in this motherfucker somewhere, but I can't goddamn find it. But just the Miami of Ohio got shitted on and shafted. And that's the biggest thing about this selection of 64.
Auburn got put out too. They didn't put Auburn in.
Yeah. For the selection committee chairman to sit up on live television to say that there was a 75% chance of Miami of Ohio not even being in the tournament. I'm just like, what?
It's popularity, man. That's what it is. It's popularity. We know Miami of Ohio is not it's in the MAC, but the MAC is not a power. It's not one of those big Power 5 schools. But in basketball, though, I ain't gonna say conference play don't matter, but it's a lot of teams like fucking Villanova and all those other teams, Gonzaga. They ain't Power 5 schools, but y'all still get them spots every year. Gonzaga. I said this before about Gonzaga. Gonzaga, I hate to say it, y'all, but they like the Atlanta Falcons of college basketball. They're good. They're good in the season, but when it comes to the tournament, bro, they find a way to lose every time.
You just throw dirt on them. Just damn.
But you know, like the past 15 years, Gonzaga had some good ass teams, bro, and they just can never get the job done. I'm just speaking facts.
I mean, they've gotten to the Final Four a few times,
but they never won it.
I mean, they literally just got beat by better teams, bro.
Yeah, they did.
And you know they put a good number of talented guys in the league. Just in the tournament, they made runs and come up on some beef. Now, that was an interesting statement. Just skipping back to the Dirty Birds, made by Ian Cunningham the other day. I never really got around to talking about it. But he was asked, I think, I can't remember if it was on a show or on a podcast, but he was asked about Tua and his contribution at quarterback. And he said Tua is coming in and is to compete for the position. I love it.
I love it too.
I love it. And then he followed it up, not only double downing on that, but he said across the board, everyone is going to be competing for their spot on this team.
Love to hear that.
And Matt followed that up with the cosign. Stefanski followed it up and said, "You heard what he said? What makes you think I'm going to change the statement?"
Ain't nothing given.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing. The only person I know that know they guaranteed to suit up and be out there week 1 starting is Bijan Robinson.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody else, hell, who knows? They may end up having Austin Hooper tight end 1 over Kyle Pitts.
Hey,
I'm just letting y'all know because he has that familiarity. They know what they got in Austin Hooper. They still trying to figure out how Kyle Pitts can fit in this offense. We know, but at the same time, we're trying to win games. We ain't got time to experiment shit.
Yeah. Ski said Christian mentioned. Yeah, he might be the only other one that is etched in stone as a starter. Them two, Bijan and Nesham, yeah.
If you are all pros or some shit like that, bro, you know you straight.
Yeah.
But everybody else, like we gonna see. We'll see. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. No. It just depends.
Mm-hmm. I just like the mindset, the tone that he is setting. With that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Once we get down to camp and things start to formulate. Because with the additions that we have made, man, I'm feeling so anxiously ready just to see something. What I'm saying? To look at the possibilities of this defense taking a couple of steps forward. Capitalizing off of, all the positives from last season. You know what I'm saying? Can we add on and do better than the 58 sacks? You know what I'm saying? Can we add on and do better than not just creating a turnover in every game, but creating multiple turnovers?
Getting more 3 and outs.
Yeah, that was next. They get that defensive third down percentage, better.
Controlling the time of possession in the game and situational play calling and stuff like that. Will our special teams improve?
Yeah.
Now, those are things that we're looking at. Most of y'all looking at, is it going to be Penix or Tua? I need two. We need somebody who can run back there. We need somebody black. Like, bruh, none of that shit matters, bruh.
Nope.
I'm here to tell you, none of that shit matters. What matters is our full roster, 56-man roster, everybody that was selected on this team when the regular season started, are they worth being on this team to get us in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And again, we have to have realistic expectations because some of y'all have these unrealistic expectations about, we need to win, we need to go undefeated and all this other stuff, or whoever is the quarterback, they need to at least throw 30 touchdowns and only have 4 interceptions.
They don't get that man.
Every pass rusher we got, they got to get multi-digit sacks. Like y'all got to dumb down y'all expectations. So y'all really gonna have to do that. I'm telling y'all, y'all already gonna get yourselves upset. Before this, yeah, y'all gotta have realistic expectations, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just speaking to the multitude that is watching. Do y'all realize we had on last season what 4, 5, 6 guys with 5 or 6 sacks apiece? Think about that now. You know what I'm saying? 5 or 6 sacks apiece. Okay, yeah, you had Pierce that had what 11 sacks. Jalen
Doris
had
had
what?
8. Doris had 8.5.
Daughters had 8 on the interior. Jalen had what? Didn't he have 10 too?
Jalen had like 5, I believe.
He had
5 or
5.
6, something like that. But
I
here's
was
the thing about Doris and Pierce sacks. Some of Pierce sacks were either covered sacks or he had sacks that were shared by another player. Most of Doris sacks was by himself.
Dollars, Roro had like 5 or 6. Evan Ketty had 6. Shit. I mean, it was kind of to get 58 sacks as a unit, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it don't necessarily all have to come from one guy.
Nope.
Really don't.
You know what I mean? Because I'm real high on getting Chris Harris.
Yeah, me too.
And the other guy, what is it? It's Leary. What was it? Your crazy name was that we got from the Giants.
He went to Georgia.
Yeah.
He went to Georgia too. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. You got a piece in there to put next to Diablo.
Then Dorless coming back. You got Travis
Dorless,
coming back. Like
Roru, Trice. You know what I'm saying? All of those that here, that Roberts kid that we signed last year.
Talking about Sam Roberts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, we just brought back LaCare London too.
Yeah, I saw him as well.
And we just signed another D lineman, Deshaun Hand. Which I like that pickup.
Here's the thing, and just know that this defensive line gets any better, and just hypothesizing, and we happen to make a run, a deep playoff run. Nate Olley gonna have a defense coordinator job somewhere.
Yeah,
that wasn't even surprised, to be honest.
Or no, but what's gonna happen is Obert's gonna have a head coaching job, and we got to keep him here as the DC.
Now, I mean, I could live with that. Okay, if Brent gets a head coaching job somewhere, I mean, you pay what we have to then pay to keep Ali in the building.
Yeah, because remember, all season, Nate and Obert teams wanted them, and we put a block to both of those guys.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Brick did say in last year's camp that he wanted to be here to build something. No matter how long that took. He wanted to see it through. So I mean, we may have an old school situation, you know what I'm saying? Where they stick around, you know what I'm saying, for 3, 4, 5 years, you know what I'm saying, the really to put all the, you know what I'm saying, stamps on a championship defense. Yes, we had some interesting things to go off around the rest of the league. Everybody's favorite quarterback is seems to have found him a landing spot.
I want to talk about this. I'm itching.
Yes, Justin Fields is going to sign with the Kansas. He was traded to Kansas City.
Yeah, he was traded.
He was traded to Kansas City from the Jets.
Yeah.
And again, I raised the question: is this the last? Is Andy Reid the last chance, last stop for Justin Fields?
Can I say this?
Yes, sir.
So everybody prophesied. You remember back in 2021?
Yes.
Pepper Strong remembers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so everybody was saying Justin Fields and Eric Bieniemy to Atlanta. Justin Fields would do so much well under Eric Bieniemy.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They didn't get what they wanted back then, and they got their feelings hurt. But I put out a post earlier on the Heavy Hitters Twitter. Y'all go check us out. Go follow us over there too. I think it's Heavy Hitters Live is the handle. But I said, hey, well, everybody got what they wanted. They finally got Justin Fields and Eric Bieniemy on the same team, on the same side. It's just not here in Atlanta though.
Mm-hmm.
And I even said something on the NFL.com on Facebook when the news broke. And I said that, and I was being serious. I said, this is the best situation for Justin Fields to sit back and learn. And, of course, you had dumbass fans sitting up here saying that he's going to take Pat Mahomes' spot in Kansas City. I'm like, look, okay. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to entertain y'all. Because here's the thing. One thing's for sure about Andy Reid. He can get the best out of any quarterback. So if they lost a draft pick for Justin Fields, that means he sees potential in Justin Fields. That doesn't mean that he's going to trade. He's going to take over Pat Mahomes. Now, if somehow Pat Mahomes not available week 1 of the season, then Justin Fields he'll have to go start the season.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just an injury situation only, it ain't going to be because of choice. Because his thing, Justin Fields, he's going to sit there and learn and absorb from Andy Reid, from Patrick Mahomes, and from Eric Bieniemy as well. And if he earned that spot to take over and start a QB for the Kansas City Chiefs, guess what? He earned it. And I will get on here on any platform and say, hey, Justin Fields finally understands how to be a quarterback. Because guess what? In order to play in the Reid system, you have to be a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand that you got to read defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my outlook on this situation, this move. Because there's some time, because I think Patrick is going to play maybe 1 or 2 more seasons. And then hypothetically speaking, with Kelsey signing a 1-year deal, I mean, if they manage to put the band back together correctly with all the strings and all the horns in play, and they run the table and get a championship back, I think Pat and Kelsey are out of here riding into the sunset. And Justin Fields will more than likely be the backup plan. Now, given the coaches that he has had and the situations, notably for you're in a situation that only you can fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Because Andy Reid, who has been to 6 Super Bowls, won 3, I'm just saying, it's a first ballot Hall of Fame as a coach off rip. You cannot beat that. And then you got who's possibly going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame as quarterback when he sits it down. You got this in front of you together to learn from.
Don't fuck it up.
Only you can fuck this up. You got to go in there with open mind. You got to go in there and be a sponge and be willing to learn any and everything that there's any crumb that falls off the table from these 2 individuals. I'm telling you, he. What I'm with that other, because you had this other part. Yeah, that right there. You know what I'm saying? The Bears gave up on him. The Steelers gave up on him. The Jets gave up on him. You're in a situation, you're on a playoff team, you're in a situation where you can learn from some good guys that got great experience, championship experience. And you can learn how to be a quarterback in this league. As a quarterback, what other situation can outside of being a starter, you know what I'm saying? If you're ready to be a starter, what other situation could you find that's better than going here and being in this locker room behind Patrick Mahomes under Andy Reid?
I bet not hear nobody say that it would have been better for him going to Baltimore. Shut the hell up. Don't say that shit. I already know somebody gonna say some bullshit like that, bro. I swear.
Bro, you already know that
You
shit.
could have went to Baltimore, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If Justin Fields do everything what me and Sam just said, he'll be a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
Straight up.
I'll let Justin Fields get to the Super Bowl. Or Sam's gonna be the biggest asshole on the damn network. I'm telling you.
Listen. I'm not even gonna go back to that particular conversation just yet. I'm gonna give it a few days, but I'm going back to why Sam Darnold is an indictment on AAU. I'm going back to that conversation, but not right now. You know, Justin, I hope that he has learned from the bad choice he made of leaving Georgia to begin with. Okay. That decision in itself is the reason why he has not been successful in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You took your ass to Athlete U and then learned nothing as a quarterback. Nothing.
They went to Ohio State to do absolutely nothing.
You didn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying. They did some things. They went, you know what I'm saying, to some championship games. Won some games. But as far as being taught and to get ready for the league, no, he learned nothing about the position of quarterback going to Ohio State.
You don't learn shit at Ohio State to begin with.
Sir, we understand your perspective on the Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? We already know.
Well, look, the same the Ohio State, the president stepped down because he was sleeping with some damn.
Okay.
Yeah, let me be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Okay. And and some old men like orgies and young orgies. Look, I get it. I get it. But Justin Fields, I hope he understands the magnitude of the opportunity that he has been traded into. You got some notable veterans on that team. Take advantage of being in that locker room, that championship locker room, with that pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of being in the meetings with Patrick Mahomes. Take advantage of it. I mean, because who to say? Whatever may happen in the course of 26, especially if Kansas City gets back to championship form, shit, you may get an opportunity to be the starter of the Kansas City Chiefs in 27.
Or what could happen is, he may learn and develop so well on the Andy Reid, the Chiefs can use him as a draft capital.
That too.
Look what happened with the Sam Darnolds and stuff, the Mac Jones. Like, look, teams have a developmental problem right now in the NFL with these quarterbacks. So I know some people saying, well, Mahomes might hang it up in a year or two. I think Mahomes still want to play for a while. That boy's still hungry, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
I mean, I'm not doubting it. I mean, when you have played at a high level to you know what I'm saying, for the better part of a decade. I mean, you know what I'm saying, and going to 5 Super Bowls. You've won 3. Like I said, you get back the championship for him in 26. You know what I'm saying? And Don, you may be right. You may be right. He may want to play 4 or 5 more years. You know, he's just what 30.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
look, he won 3 Super Bowls at a young age, so it's
yeah.
like, you know, and you know how these young cats are. They chasing records. They want to beat the Tom Brady's, the Jerry Rices, and Peyton Manning's. So I'm like, who are we? You know,
You know, I'm not doubting it. I mean, shit, he could, you know what I'm saying, go on another, it's very well possible. Him and Andy could go on another run. You know what I'm saying? And go to, you know what I'm saying, three or 4 more bowls and win. That may be his mission. You know what I'm saying?
Andy wants another. I think Andy wants another one before he retires. Like I think he wants that 4th Super Bowl. I think that's why he brought back guys like Eric Bieniemy and I know Nagy was there, but Nagy left. I think Nagy's somewhere. I think he in Tennessee now, I believe. But
he's with the Giants. He's the offensive coordinator with the Giants.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Nagy, yeah, went over there with Harbaugh.
Okay, so yeah. So again, he has a succession plan there, but I already know he's trying to chase another ring.
Yeah.
Or 2. Who knows?
I mean, as long as him look, as long as Andy Reid and Mahomes is together, there's always a chance for a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, but speaking from the field's perspective, now that I think about it, you may be right. He may have a chance to develop there and get some experience there up under Andy and grow and then you mess around and you know and have a chance, you know, with another team. You know, in a situation just as good or maybe even better for yourself. I mean, and now I'm using Sam Donald as the example of that. On your 5th team, and in that 15, you have a chance to you know, and has a chance, and then you go and win one. Hell, you know, anything's possible. At this point, if Sam Donald winning the Super Bowl, anything is fucking possible. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got tickled at it when I saw the notification, and then Don dropped the screenshot in my inbox. And you know, there were a few ways I could have went, you know what I'm saying, with this, but from a logical perspective, you know, this is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But if he go in now, you know, with the mindset he had in Chicago, and he'll be out of there just as fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll be out of there just fast. I can verifiably see he's go. If he don't come in there with the right mindset, it's gonna be a short count.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a short count.
Well, he'll still be on the team because they gave up too much. They gave up a pick for him, so he'll still be on the team. It's just
what they give up? What a 6 or 7?
They gave up a 6th round, I believe. Look, them 6th round picks are worth. Look, shoot, I don't give. Look, give me a 6th rounder. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
But like again, man, I think here, you know, I think this is probably a sign that we don't know the health of Pat because I don't know where he's at right now. He could very well be in the same situation with Penix, where he'd be available week 1, and I think the Chiefs they probably just need them an insurance policy just in case. Can Fields
Almost
be that?
definitely. You want to
Can
have
Fields,
something in place.
yeah, can Fields be that? And the thing is, Fields he gonna have to take this opportunity serious, man.
Yeah, especially if you have opportunity to get on the field because of that very reason. You want to put something on film under Andy Reid, you know, to where then if they start feeling calls and be like, okay, what was he like in the locker room? What was he like in film set? What was he like in team meet? What was he like in practice?
Mm-hmm.
And all of them has to have some positive feedback. You know what I'm saying? That gives you an opportunity. You know, shit, maybe even this season. Who knows? You could play. You could mess around and play the first month of the season. First month or month and a half, depending on what Patrick's situation is, and have enough on film. Hell, you might be a piece at trade deadline in 26.
Yep. Because all they gotta do if Pat is gonna be out 4 weeks in the season, and he go 3-1 or 4-0, even 2-2.
Yeah.
Like they can before the trade deadline, they can trade him and get get them a pick back or two, and they get a higher pick.
Yeah.
Cause you know how what goes on by trade deadline play quarterbacks sometimes get hurt and people be calling for the backup because they backup they got on their team ain't worth the damn.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Let's see. Then see what you talking about. If we draft Haynes King, could you see a 3-quarterback one battle, and do you see Tua being a cut candidate?
Oh Lord.
No,
We're not drafting Haynes King, man. We only got 5 picks, right?
we got 5 draft picks.
That's it. That's all we have. So we're not drafting a quarterback. We're not wasting a pick on a quarterback right now.
No.
If we do get a quarterback, if we get a quarterback, it'll be 7th round, and that dude ain't gonna be drafted. He'll be an undrafted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Or we may sign somebody, because sometimes you don't really need 3 backups. You don't really need 2 backups. You just really need 1 on the depth chart. But we can always add a 3rd guy down the road. So 3rd string right now, I'm not really worried about the 3rd because whoever comes in, it's going to be a 3rd string guy, no matter how high you draft them or whoever comes in free agency. That guy's going to be the 3rd guy.
Easton Stick got cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only got Penix was the only quarterback in the roster when the free agency started when we got to him.
I can actually see us getting a quarterback undrafted. I can see that.
Again, you can find a 3rd guy, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of these quarterbacks who's testing free agency right now who are not gonna get signed. So guess what? Each day go by, their value goes down. So we can very well sign somebody after the draft, like in free agency if we want to.
Yep.
Ski, we totally understand what you was asking, but due to the fact that since Matt was seen at Georgia Tech Pro Day, people have been running with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People have been running with it. You know how these conspiracy theories, fantasy football playing fools are here in this town.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the topic of conversation since that picture and that article came out about Matt down at Georgia Tech Pro Day. I mean, they already got it made in mind. We are drafting Haynes King. Come on, bro. I mean, we could be down there for a couple of defensive guys. We could be down there for somebody out there receiving core. We could be down there for somebody off the offensive line. But y'all automatically assume we in there for Haynes King. You know what I'm saying? This is not a knock on your question. It's just from the trending movement of the snowball effect, how people run with shit. And, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Vince, do you think we call Nick Chubb since we have 13 million? If we do, I think it's going to be right at the very last moment of Ash. And yeah, 6 man, he is a popular name. I hope we call Nick Chubb in here. Myself, I do. You know what I'm saying? If there's a number that would fit for him to be here, I hope we call Nick. I would love to have Nick in here in a combo with the mustard. You know, he would fit in greatly. Third down situation, third down crusher, goal line crusher. You know what I'm saying? Change the pace back from speed and shift to flat out wrecking ball. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? That's one name associated with Stefanski that I would love to have in here, and that's Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like 6 man just said, Haynes King is a hot name, but the brain matter and activity that is of this fan base, they you know what I'm saying, they are, they take little simple things and run with that like that. Georgia Tech had a couple of offensive linemen that was, keying, you know what I'm saying, some stop. The little receiver from up there was keying some stop, especially in the East-West Shrine game. You got a couple of linebackers and a defensive lineman that had some pretty good draft stock. So just because, we got people up there at Georgia Tech Pro, they don't necessarily is up there to, zero in on Haynes King.
And you got to think too, Matt Ryan is a quarterbacks guy anyway. So I promise you, whatever school we go to pro days, he's gonna talk to that quarterback.
Yeah.
It's just he's an elder. He's a vet. He's gonna share whatever knowledge he can to some of these young guys that's about to get ready to play in the NFL or wherever they wind up going, UFL, Canadian Football League, or just life in general.
Yeah. Mucho Jerome Ford. Yeah. Yeah, that's the name I was trying to think of, Vincent. That Rivers kid over there. What did you say? 6 man said Rutledge and Rivers definitely. So, yeah. So there are a multitude of players that was at Georgia Tech that, you know what I'm saying, we were probably up there to see and not necessarily name Haynes King. Cause we need 1 or 2 or maybe 3 slots to be filled in that receiver room. You know what I'm saying? Again, and maybe that was a couple of linebackers over there, and a defensive line guy. Again, check the board and remember what we need. And what we were just doing in free agency. Look at what we signed. Hey, come on now. Just saying, for those that that are not on the fantasy football brain board. You know what I'm saying? What else did I have on? Let me see. I was gonna do watch live, but we got a little bit extra going on. What's going on, King? Let me see. We covered the 64. We covered Justin. We covered Cunningham and his comments about competing at every position on the team. Don, you got anything out there that may be a subject?
No, I think we covered everything that we need to, man.
Okay. Well.
I just wanted to really talk about the Justin Fields situation.
Right.
Justin Fields, Eric Bieniemy.
Six Man said, with Sanu being there, Eric Rivers may be the guy. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wait a minute, it's Sanu our receivers coach?
No, he consulting for us. Like
okay.
Yeah. Because he got his own little thing. He got his own little business out there in somewhere in Gwinnett or Hall County.
Right. Mucha said how we feel about who and Zacchaeus returning. I was happy. I was happy for it. We was actually in the middle of a show and I didn't know nothing about it, and the guys, hit me to it. I was unaware that it happened. I was with Zacchaeus and Hoop back in the mix. Shit, yeah, the hell yeah. And that would with Zacchaeus being up in Chicago with Cunningham, and then Hoop, saying is very familiar with Stefanski's offensive system, so it only made sense. Sanu's, he's a consultant, the team in some kind of capacity. Corey, you funny. All the bums are gone. Thank you, Mary. You funny. You are funny, boy. Hey, yeah. Mooney gone, Kurt gone, Wilkes again. Hey, Georgia, Texas, boy, what's happening? I'm waiting on that invitation, man. I'm waiting on that invitation. You know what I'm saying? I would love to come and sit at your desk and speak on your stream there, brother. Just saying, just putting it out there. What up, everybody? The new era is here. What's your thoughts on the possibility of Pitts being traded to Philly for go there and some picks?
Philly just resigned Dowdle today.
Yeah.
They just resigned him today.
And then I feel like we tagged him, you know what I'm saying, with the plan of getting him an extension. I don't see it with his relationship with Matt being what it is. I don't see us trading Kyle. I don't see the unicorn being in any kind of deal. Again, it's looking at the relationships, especially the ones that Matt has, and you can see them pretty much very, very, very clearly. Now that is not to say that we're there's not going to be some kind of way that we get some picks, because Cunningham has made it clear that he's about draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. He did. He did. GA. He did. Yeah. Hoop and Oz was Matt Ryan to CP. At one point, yeah. Again, the history there with not just Matt, but with Cunningham and Stefanski as well.
Mm-hmm.
He says the Rams are trying to trade for AJ Brown, but small buzz about Rams shopping Devontae Adams. Um, they have come down off that asking price for AJ, simply because both parties don't are again. I said this on last week. I think AJ Brown sees what I've long been saying about Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, certain things, man. That when you got the weapons that they have in that offense, and you're not a 4,500 to 5,000 passing yard offense, I'm just saying, man. And I get it that offense does run the ball to 350 to 400 times a year, but you got them two thoroughbreds on the outside. You got a top 10 tight end as well. And you did have a valuable option at your slot third receiver. There's just no reason that offense was more open, wasn't more open than what it was. And I think that is, I think it's being held because Jalen Hurts is turnover prone. That's why they nail down and draw back on his passing attempts. And I think that's a serious issue. So AJ will probably get moved over the next 2 weeks. Whether it be the Rams, whether maybe even end up back in Tennessee. But something's gonna happen there. What are our thoughts about Troy staying on the right? I have no problem with. I mean, he affects two phases of this team. That's special teams and defense. When he's on the field, he does make plays. I'm just saying, he just happened to run into some freak injury accidents. I have no problem with him still being, saying I'm glad he's finally got the clean bill of health and is going to be back in this thing. But that's just me. The Eagles fans trashed the offensive coordinator's house. Yeah. They blame it on the offensive coordinator. They need to go up there and tear out Jalen Hurts' house. I mean, when you look at the situation on the whole, it go. What was it? 2 years ago? 3 years ago, he had all them damn turnovers. You know what I'm saying? And they started throwing the ball less and running the ball more. It just so happened that the rain game was at a premium. With the defense to back it up. When you could run the ball as well as Philadelphia could run the ball, and then your defense could get off the field, you know what I'm saying, at a high rate on third down. I mean, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. It is. Troy was more productive in a few games than. Yes, and yeah. I think everybody's gonna get their wish about JD Bertrand, unless um Brick can create some kind of miracle and get some development into that guy. But I think JD probably be on. JD Bertrand made, you know what I'm saying, after the first preseason game get cut. Y'all gonna touch back on to a subject tonight because one of the AAU throat baby derailed the combo. You know, I can give to some conversation. Because again, I never had any problem with Tua's ability to play quarterback. I said that last week. It's his concussion history that terrifies me. If we can steer clear of that, protect him, keep him upright, I think Tua could be a dangerous quarterback in this offense. Especially with that jar of mustard behind him. You know what I'm saying? And the unicorn on the other side, and Drake. There's a multitude of ways that Tua can be successful. He is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He just, he was in the bad environment. In Miami, there was no stability with.
McDaniel was not a good coach, man. For him.
Yeah,
and I think that's why he went to the Chargers to be under Jim, because Jim's a good coach.
Yeah,
so he's gonna learn how to be a better coach, how to protect your quarterback. Because one thing I know about Jim knows that very well. Quarterbacks normally don't get hurt as much playing under, because Jim likes to run the ball. You got to be balanced. So
yeah, and he is Corey. Tua is extremely happy to be here. Again, you have to add that into effect with a lot of times it takes for, a change of environment. And he's in a relatively good situation right here in Atlanta. It is. I mean, hell, some things can probably happen. Mucho, you crazy. You crazy. But I think it's with the way we run the ball and the way we are going to run the ball. Because again, I've said it multitude of times, if Nick Chubb can run for 13, 1,400 yards in Stefanski's offense, what y'all think Bijan gonna do?
Same thing.
No, he's not gonna do the exact same thing. He's gonna do something on a couple of different, couple of levels higher. Okay, look, there may be some coach of the year activity going on in here in 26.
Yeah, you can see. Well, you can basically see a 3-time coach of the year, huh? Okay.
Anybody, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Anybody that can get this Falcons team in the playoffs should deserve to be coach of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say it like this here, because we waited so long to be in the playoffs, and we've been, especially past 3 years, we had the talent to make it. It just coaching failed us.
6 of the damn 9 games that we lost on last year, we lost on head coaching stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was 6 of them damn 9 games we had no business losing by a fucking field goal. Okay, we lost what 4-3. We lost 3 overtime games last year. We should not have lost, 2 of which we had no business in overtime. You know what I'm saying? You putting the core of this, this offense into a 2-time coach of the year head coach. That is ground his way, you know what I'm saying, in this league. And I'm just saying, and with what he has at his disposal now, him and Rizzo get it right now about what the possibilities of this offense is going to be. You know what I'm saying? They can't eat. Reese it said about 12 times. I can't wait for camp. I can't wait to get started with these guys. You know, yes, you know. Just saying, you got a coaching staff with abundance of head coaching experience, abundance of play calling experience, with an abundance of playoff experience. You got the best offensive line coach in the NFL at your disposal. You got Alex Van Pelt as your quarterbacks coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just saying, man. Some things are going to happen.
You got Tommy Eastland, the guy, the passing game coordinator. He's good as well. Like again, I know he came from New York. I'm like, bro, what weapons did he have up there on offense? Let's be real.
Who, Reese?
No, Eastman.
Oh yeah. Oh. Last time we were in the playoffs, I was about to be 25 years old.
Last time he made the playoffs, I was in my fucking junior year in high school.
No, I was 30 years old. 2017. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ghost. That was the large part of the problem down there. When he was in Miami, you had O-line issues.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have any stability in the concept of the scheme down there. And you couldn't. They did nothing to really establish any type of run game down. You know what I'm saying with that. I mean, but again, in change of environment, again, especially on the offensive side of the ball, as far as the coaching staff goes, Tua could not be in any better of a situation. That's and listening to him talk about it, that's large part of the reason why he's so happy to be here. The experience of the coaching staff that is here. Well, Todd is a new head coach, so I say give him a little time. Todd who?
We're talking about Todd Monte.
Oh, look. You talk about another situation. I mean, you add, what I'm saying, a couple more weapons on the outside. You sure up the left side of that offensive line, and the Browns' offense is gonna be just fine. Browns' offense is gonna be just fine because they're gonna get the ball. You're gonna be getting the ball a lot with that defense over there. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but if Petty was a picture, Todd Monken to the Browns was it. See, but that's what the casuals don't want to hear. They just want the media to give them their brain dead takes like a bunch of mindless drones. Yeah, that is true. That is oh so very true. It is also very true. Let's see, about 6:30. You going on with the originators, Don?
I might. See. I don't think I am.
Yeah. Y'all roll up for that at 8:00. Um, Madam House said she apologized. You know, saying she had some. She's in orientation over there at the Brave Stadium over there at the thing, so she'll be back tomorrow. The freshman is doing family things, getting the family moved, and he'll be back. And franchise is taking care of home. Peace up with that guy. And Mad Mike said the originator show not gonna be a good one. So y'all pull up on the boys, and you know what I'm saying, and get your info, your entertainment, and prepare to be influenced. You know. With that being said, man, y'all give your final thoughts and we can get on out of here.
Hey y'all, man, it was a great show. Everybody, thank y'all for joining in. That's all I got.
Bro, I hope this shit with Justin Fields works, bro. Because if it don't, his career is over. Okay.
That's true. Mucho, you need to start hitting me up and let me know you're back, because I forget sometimes, man, and I, you know what I'm saying, to drop you the link. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, text me, you know, I'll be, you know what I'm saying, but between 3 and 4, just text me, let me know you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, available, man. I'm sitting on that porch.
You gotta, and I back that up, like for saying pause, no diddy on that, but he does. You got to remind him he's a busy man, so you got to let him know. Again, you know, he love you. You know, he just be forgetting shit because he's so damn busy with other stuff.
You are a good member of this team, bro. You got to be in here.
So.
You know, but with that being said, man, tomorrow try to get some more insights on the on the brackets. We do some bracketology talk on the NCAA. We'll try to get y'all at least 1 or 2 more NBA live watch games this week. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, keep apprised, you know what I'm saying? Just programming notes. Y'all hit them buttons, man. Hit them buttons, please. Like, share it out. You know what I'm saying? Share the shows out. Spread it out. And if you're not locked in, please subscribe to Mr. White Network, man. You know what I'm saying? This thing don't work without you. What you finna say something?
I just said what? That's all.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Yep. All right, man. We're gonna keep it A, man. We're gonna keep it dirty. Most of we're gonna keep it real. What I said, let your next choice be your best choice. If you got to be out there, wrap up, y'all. It ain't spring just yet. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep them bikinis on the inside, man, and put on some clothes. Look, man. Yes. Hey, man, y'all have a blessed one, a good one. You know, pull up on them originators. We out.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.